Hi Flosstube, it's Karen, recovering monogamous stitcher. I'm back with video number 38. Today is Friday, February 16, 2024. I have had a great 2 weeks of stitching. I'm excited to share with you. I want to, first of all, thank those subscribers who return so faithfully and comment. I really appreciate it. And those of you who are new subscribers, I appreciate you. I'm very happy that you've decided to join us. And if you're just a curious viewer, I hope you'll see something that you like and that will encourage you to subscribe. And if you hit or click on the bell, you'll be notified every time I upload a video. So anyway, welcome to everyone. I'm anxious to share stuff with you. First, before I start and accidentally forget, I want to remind you that StitchySassenach.etsy.com offers my viewers a 20% discount on her bags. So I have the code written down below in the notes. Be sure to check her out. It's a very generous offer that she gives us, and I really appreciate it. My 2 weeks, I have had 2 online stitch up meetings via Zoom. Lots of fun. That's a great way to enjoy stitching with friends. You know, when you're distance and all separated, it's a great way to stay in touch. I have one group is my StitchCon friends, and they're always fun to talk to and work with. And I have joined the Queen City Sampler Guild because, of course, I'm going to go to the Nicola Parkman I don't know if it's called a workshop or whatever it is, but 3 days of instruction and so forth. So I'm in the Queen City Sampler Guild, and I have joined their Zoom meetings a couple times. Lots of fun. And before my next Flosstube, I will have an online meeting with the Central Kentucky Stitchers. Always fun to be with them too. So if you've never tried a Zoom, and if you're in Central Kentucky Stitchers, I believe anybody who's in that group can join virtually in our Zoom stitching. One of you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think anyone is welcome. So that's something for you to consider. I have a great finish. If you subscribe to me on Instagram, you already know what my finish is. And I said I was going to work. I just wanted to work on this until it was done, and I did. And trying to display it without a board is hard, but I clipped it on this pillow. Red Deer Sampler, ta-da! Ta-da! I enjoyed every bit of it. The closer I got to the end, just the more enthused I was about not stopping, and especially once the border was done, when I finished those flowers, I went, oh my gosh, now I just have that big pot of flowers, I've got to get to it. And it was so much fun. Now, is it perfect? No. Any mistake I found, I corrected, but something's a little off, just minor, something a row closer or a spot, you know, a square closer than it's supposed to be in some places, but oh, she's a beauty. Red Deer Sampler by GigiR. This is stitched on, oh, let me get my book. This is stitched on, oh, I have it in my notes too. 36 count gray linen from Weeks Dye Works, which is formerly Confederate gray. And I used a combination of the called for overdyes and DMCs. And that just depended on the overdyes I had in my stash and the DMCs that looked like good substitutions. I did, however, purchase the Schoolhouse Red, and the green, Piney Woods. So I would have enough of those colors, and otherwise I used from my stash. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it, love it. I'm gonna miss it. This was my birthday start in 2023, and I had wanted to get it done before my birthday in 2024, and I did. I would have started my new birthday start anyway, even if I hadn't, but anyway, but I got it done. So since I have a finish, I thought I would show you, and especially the new viewers, how I keep track of my stitching. You know that I always have a focus piece, which is my oldest whip. Well, how do I know what's my oldest whip? And this is how I know my oldest whip, because I use this Stitchy journal. I get these from Fat Quarter Shop, this is my 4th book, and I have started my 5th book. I'm over halfway through my 5th book with projects, but not done. Now, so when I finished Red Deer, here's the page for Red Deer, and I keep all my details on this page. In my opinion, the Book of Days just doesn't give me enough space to put all my details. And another thing, since this book has like the table of contents, because you know, every time you start a new page, you have a number to put it and you know exactly where it is in the book. And if I had done that on the Book of Days, how would I know where to look for those details unless I really remembered when I started it, so I could go back to that that month or that day. So this is my system. Okay, so I finished it, and then I put my end date on the detail page. I go back to the table of contents, and I put the finished date, where's Red Deer? I put the finished date there. Now for this whole book, 50 projects, every single one of them except one has a finished date. So I know that the one without the finished date is my oldest WIP, and it happens to be Maria. And when I get Maria done, this book will be completely finished. Okay, so I finished it and I marked it in my Stitchy book, but then I do also use my Book of Days. Oh, here it is. What did I do with that? Okay, so in my Book of Days, in February, on the day I finished it, oops, I just put a star and I say finish and what I finished. So where is it? It was on Valentine's Day, there. So I finished Red Deer Sampler, and then I go to the back of the book where I have put in extra pages, and I have my finishes for the year. So you can see I had, the first one was a Prairie Schooler that I finished in January, and this now Red Deer Sampler, this is another finish. So when I get to the end of the year, this is where I can see all my finishes. I don't have to go through the whole calendar and count how many finishes I have. They're listed here. The other thing I do, I mark it one more place, and I do it as soon as I finish. So I just go to all these different spots. This is the page of WIPs that I carried. Of course, WIPs is works in progress that I had at the end of 2023 that I carried over into 2024. And then as I finished them, I put the date on it. So there's Red Deer Sampler, and where's Prairie Schooler Santa? Down here. So far I've finished 2 of those WIPs that I carried into 2024. And then at the end of the year, I'll know if I got them all done, or do I have another one that I'm carrying forward yet again. That doesn't normally happen with me, so that's what I do. That's how I keep track. I use the Book of Days, and I use these stitch journals. Like I said, I'm in book number 5 now, but when Maria's done, then this book will be finished. So that's a little bit about how I do that. Now, I do that because my angst, everyone has their own, my angst is that I don't want something to be lingering so long that I forget it, or that I fall out of love with it because it's been so long since I've touched it. And I'm very fortunate in that everything I pick up to stitch, I still love. I love them. And this, as I said in the last video, this is the first time I've had a focus piece have a birthday. And I'm okay with it. It was huge. Maria's huge, and it'll get done, and she remains my focus until she's done. And that's what makes me feel good, to get those things done and not have them lingering. You may have something else that bothers you. Maybe it's the number of WIPs that you have. Some people get very, I don't know, their heart palpitations or something when they think they have too many. If that's what bothers you, then find a system that helps you get through those. And if it doesn't bother you, who cares? You're just stitching and having fun. So, okay, that's my soapbox, and I'll get off that. Okay, now, so I stitched so much on Red Deer Sampler, I didn't stitch on very much else, but on February 1st, I started Prairie Schooler Santa 2021. This is the project I am doing for the winter 2024 Stitch Camp. Stitch Camp, she call it Stitch Camp? Where is it? Winter Cross Stitch Camp 2024. Sherry, Colorado Cross Stitcher, does that. And her challenge this year is to stitch something in this month that has an animal. Well, this Santa has several animals, so this counts. And the idea is to start it on February 1st, or whenever you want, but between February 1st and this year, the 29th of February, to get the project finished. And that's the challenge. And then she has random drawings of winners who have completed it. And I did actually win. The summer I won a project bag, and she had stuffed some patterns in there that people had donated for gifts, and that was fun, great fun. Okay, so there's Prairie Schooler Santa. And then after I finished Red Deer, I wanted a comfort stitch. So I pulled out Dancer by Barbara Anna, and Dancer was published in the Winter Christmas, or Christmas Winter 2021 Prairie Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. In my opinion, the best magazine there is. I get it digitally, but it's a wonderful quality magazine. I do it digitally because of the mailing address issue, but the magazine is beautiful photographs, wonderful quality. You can just tell when you look at that magazine, it's wonderful. So anyway, here is Dancer, my progress on Dancer. This is stitched on 32 count Lugana. It's called Basalt Splash. It actually feels more like a 36 count, but it's a joy to stitch. It's an even weave. That's always, to me, that's just really easier, you know, not like the linens having thick and thin threads to go over. It's all even, so it's nice. Okay, so I finished, see, I did not bring boards. So I put the houses in here and here. That was done before. I started his turtleneck, and that's where I ended. And yes, I have a loose thread hanging there and my needle. It's a pony needle. I like the pony needles. So this Dancer is fun. I love that face. Love it, love it. I have enough fabric to do another one or something else on it. It's a nice big piece of fabric, so whoop, could do something else. Okay, so that's Dancer. And that is the total of my stitching, because I spent so much time in Red Deer Sampler, which was great fun. Okay, my haul. I forgot to bring it over. Hang on. See, I need a partner to help me with this stuff. Okay. Okay, so I had mentioned a couple videos ago that I had used the link provided by Roberta at Sable Stitchers, and when I went to that link, I chose a different color. And I think when I chose the different color, it sent me to a different manufacturer. So when that case came, my light did not fit in it. So I was bemoaning that fact. And when we met up with a Florida group, did I skip that? Yeah, I did. I'll go back to that. We had a meetup of some stitchers here in Lakeland, Florida, and one of the gals pulled out her hard case for her Halo Go Light. And I said, oh, that's just what I want. She sent me the link. I think I got it. I ordered it that day. It could not have taken more than 2 days. But see, my Halo Go Light fits right in there nicely. Room for the cord. I could put a few more things in there too. But great. I'm so happy to have the hard case. I will put the link in the notes below if that's something you're interested in. And it's said that this color is red. Well, to my eye, it's hot pink, which is, I love it. It's great. So that's the hard case for the Halo Go Light. And then also in the last video, I had talked about the Montenegrin stitch for the Ann Borat sampler from Hands Across the Sea. And so many of you were so kind to, somebody sent me the direct link to the book right on her site. And they gave me information about the designer's website, and she's from Canada. And so I got the book. I got it. It's, look how thick. It gives you every aspect of the Montenegrin stitch you could possibly want. If you're going horizontally, vertically, whether you're doing a diagonal up to the right or up to the left, and reversible. So this is much more detailed. You know, Nicola only has so many pages in a pattern book. to give instructions, and her instructions are fine, but I'm not sure that I'm doing it right, and I want to see what it looks like on the front and on the back and all that stuff. And so this is just fantastic. And so let's say I want to work on a certain page, it'll stand on my table in front of me when I'm stitching. So I will do some studying there for that. Okay, now I want to go back up to what I skipped. How can I skip so many things? We had a meetup with some stitchers in Lakeland. And we're going to have another one on March 16th. And Nikki, who bought my sewing machine, I hope you're watching, because I couldn't find your contact information. I didn't remember if it was Instagram or email, and I went through both and I couldn't find it. So Nikki, I hope you're able to come on March 16th. And we are meeting at the Panera on South Florida Avenue. We met there last time, and it was great fun. Gosh, were there 6 or 7 of us there? It was great. And I look forward to stitching with you all again. And so if you're in the Lakeland, Florida area, you're welcome to come. I'll mention it in the next Flosstube too, because I'll have a Flosstube before that. But on March 16th, 9 o'clock at the Panera on South Florida Avenue. We'd love to see you, love to have you come, make some more stitching connections. Okay, I did my haul. Plans. Okay, my first plan is finish stitching the Prairie Schooler for Colorado Cross Stitchers Camp. Get that finished. Another plan is I owe Maria 7 days this month, and I haven't even counted the days to find out if I have enough days to do all this. I owe Forget Me Not 5 days. I want to get back to Ann Borrett because now I have the book, and I need to do some practice and do some more stitches on that. That's going to be a big project. And I can't do it this month, but Sarah at Sarah's Stitchy Spot has announced in her last video a sale having to do with the Blackbird Designs Magical Mystery Tour, the Beatles 6 designs. I have already stitched Eleanor Rigby, Blackbird, and Strawberry Fields, and I have kitted Octopus's Garden, Long and Winding Road, and Yellow Submarine. So those 3 I have kitted, and I'd like to get them started. So I'm going to be joining this, but I can't do it till I'm back in Kentucky. But if you have not seen Sarah's Flosstube, there's the hashtag, and then if you would do an @ Sarah's Stitchy Spot and @ Peg Page 123, they're doing that stitch along. And then there's another one called what's it called? Fab 4 Fan Sal, and that's by Julie in Stitches _16. Those are underscores, oops. So if you're joining it, be sure to do those hashtags and the links, and it'll be fun to watch some of those happen. So I'm looking forward to that, but I can't do that till I'm back in Kentucky. So whip through that, and mostly I'm short because, hello, red deer. Took most of my time, but I love it. There it is, one more time, just for fun. Maybe Flosstube will use this as my thumbnail. That would be amazing. Usually when I'm pulling some face, it stops you right in the middle of it. Some silly expression, so. Okay, so that's the end of my Flosstube this time. I will be back, I think March 1st is the next one, 2 weeks from today. And I'll have some more stitching to show you and more fun stuff. So if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. That's very helpful to my channel. And I'll see you all again in 2 weeks. Thanks, Flosstube. Bye-bye.